I'm here with Chris Kinnear, a goalless draw at Chesterfield, but a real fright at the end when they hit the bar twice.
Yeah, we'd just had the players sent off, haven't we? But apart from that, maybe our luck's changing a little bit. But I thought we deserved a draw quite well. I mean, Mitch only had really 2 saves to make, even though they hit the bar, and their keepers had a couple of saves maybe. So it weren't the greatest game, but at the end of the day, great spirit from the lads. What's happened to them. Clean sheet away from home at Chesterfield. Now we've got that. Last 2 games, they only had 1 shot on Tuesday. These have only had two shots today. So I think that we've just hopefully getting close to sorting out the defensive side of it. Now we've got to go and try and win games. Saying that, we've brought 3 forwards on to try and go and win the games. We're never going to be a defensive side. And I thought we had 137 supporters, plus anyone that was over on this side of the pitch. We were magnificent, weren't they? You could hear them. They had probably the biggest gate of the day today in the National League, and our supporters were really, really behind us, and which we really appreciate. Which they've been great, our supporters this year, and the players went over, and they really do appreciate it when things are not going right. That's when you know how tight the club is.
Of course, the opposition, they've lost 6 on the bounce. How do you prepare your team for that? Because at times they didn't play like a team that had lost 6 on the bounce.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of the games they probably could have won. What a great big club, aren't they? Really, look at it. It's as good as anything in the league. But you go for a little run. We know what that's like, and you just work harder than to get out of it. And so again, it's not for me to say about why they should be not winning or not, but everyone has a little run like that. Tranmere had a bad run last year and got promoted. We've just got to move on and keep improving, which we are, I'm sure.
Now, you said it's 2 draws. How do you build on that and turn those draws into wins?
Well, we're not giving away silly goals, are we, really? I mean, we have been giving silly goals away. And today we didn't. Tuesday, it was an iffy one, but again, that was the only real shot they had in the game. So we're not giving them opportunities that they haven't had to work for, which in the first few games I think we were. We were on top in most of the games that we played, weren't we? I mean, you were there watching, and then all of a sudden they break forward and they score. So that's not happening now. We've solved that. Now we've got to go back the way we were and trying to score goals and win games.
And next up, it's a home game against Solihull. A Solihull side who've made a decent start to the season.
They're a very big, solid, strong side. They'll be very physical, but that's all part and parcel of football. If the referee thinks it's okay, it is. They've done very well, so again, it's not for me to say how they play. We've just got to get on and play the way we want and be aware of what they're doing and push on.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.